Hello, everybody. This is Engineer Isaiah 2. Welcome back to Story Time with Engineer Isaiah 2. And today I'm going to be reading you guys another very special storybook. It's called Train to Somewhere by Eve Bunton and illustrated by Ronald Himmler. Now, this is another dark and mysterious storybook about a train. On a train, it's about a little girl who tries to find parents and who's trying to find parents because she's an orphan, but other kids get picked before her, or then. Wait a minute. I don't want to spoil it for you. Let's just get on with the story. And my mom's not holding the camera this time because I have a new camera holder. Anyways, let's get on with the story. I shall read it to you. Perfect. I'm not going to read the introduction part. All right, let's begin now. This is our train. Marianne, Miss Rudolph says, and Nora McClutchet is at my hand. A conductor comes along the platform. Are these the orphans, ma'am? A conductor comes along on the platform. Oops, I already read that line. He asked. Miss Rudolph stands very straight. 14 of them. We put on a special coach for you at the back, the conductor says. The big boys carry the trunks, and we take the rest of the bundles. Miss Randolph brings the emergency bag. This week I watched her pack it with washcloths, medicine, and larkspur. In case there are some stowaway fleas, none of us from St. Christopher's has any, of course, but those from on the other homes and from the street, it's going for a placing out. Are you? The conductor asked Nora. You look nice. Thank you, Nora says. She's only 5, but at St. Christopher's they teach us manners early. Good luck, he says to me. I hear there are still a lot of people in the New West wanting children to adopt. Yes, indeed, Miss Randolph says. We're not seeing as many going this year as last, though. The conductor adds 1877 was a peak year for orphans. We go aboard. The train seats are hard. I let Nora sit by the window. We can see ourselves reflected in its dirty glass. She's wearing her new blue coat with the shiny buttons. Her hair twirls in bright ringlets under the bonnet. I can see my own long, thin face. I'm not pretty. I know Nora will be one of the first ones taken. Marianne, she's got my hand again. Will they believe we're sisters? You don't look a bit alike. I couldn't bear it if they split us up. Let's not go with. Shh, I whisper. But Miss Randolph has heard. What's this? She asked. It won't work pretending to be sisters. Her voice softens. Girls, listen. Most of the people will only want one child. Don't spoil it for each other. It's all right, I told myself. I slide my fingers into my pocket and touch the softness of the feather. She'll be there. She'll want me. The train's moving. We're gliding fast and smooth past freight yards, past tenements with washing straw on lines, past us warehouses. Then we're in the country, and there are more trees with apples hanging in on them. I knew that this was the way apples grew, but I never seen such a thing before. Miss Randolph has me, and other has me, and another big girl. Well, Jean, hold up a blanket to separate the boys from the girls. He opened some of the trunks and give us our old clothes. We're to change. We don't want you looking messy at the first stop, she says. She holds the blanket for Jean and me. We hold our new clothes and put them back into the trunks. After a while, we make sandwiches from the loaves and fillings Miss Randolph has brought, and we have thick milk out of a can. When it gets dark, we sleep sitting up, leaning against us one another. The wheels mumble all night long. Clickety clack, clickety clee. I'm coming, Mama. Wait for me. At Chicago, we carry everything out and change trains. Then we're off on our way again. Days and nights have passed since we left New York. Now there's nothing to see outside but grass everywhere, rolling into the distance. The Great Plains, Miss Randolph tells us. She shows us in the atlas he's brought. Miss Randolph has made this trip with other orphans other times. She says that now we should change back into our new clothes. Not long after, we hear the call. Porterville, Illinois. This is our first stop. The town of somewhere, Iowa. Will be our last. Will be our last, yeah. A crowd is waiting on the little platform. Cor blimey. Zachary Cummings breathes when he sees so many people. Zachary came into New York on a boat from Liverpool, England, and with his father. And then his father left him. Zachary, he has a funny way of saying things. He's the first one out behind Miss Randolph. There's a gentleman with a box camera on legs. There are horses and wagons and dogs barking. I can see right away that my mother isn't in here. She probably went and farther than this. A man leads us to the city hall with everyone following like a parade. Smile and look pleasant, Miss Randolph whispers. We sit on chairs on a stage, and the people from the town look us over. They feel the boys' muscles through with their coats. They say things like this this here's a good one, and he'll will be useful useful come harvest. Zachary is taken right away along with the two other big boys. He's, Cheerio, mates. He calls to us. Mavis Perkins is chosen by a little scrawny woman. Mavis is tall and a bit heavy. She has a round face and the sweetest dimples. Dorothy, the little woman calls out to another woman. Just a scrawny. Let me look at the one I got. She'll be a big help to me in the house. You should get one for your place. Mavis is a dear girl. Well, Miss Randolph said, as she he signs the agreement papers. Be good to her. She has her lips pressed tightly together. There will be an agent and coming around to make sure the children are all right. So you think I won't treat her well? Mrs. Is that what you're saying? The woman glares at Miss Randolph. Do you want me to give her back? Miss Randolph doesn't say anything. She hands over the papers, and the scrawny woman leads Mavis away. A man and a woman stop in front of us. My knees start trembling. The woman has a soft fur muff. The man's carrying a cane with a gold head. Oh, Herbert, how sweet the little girl is. The woman smiles at Nora. Can we take her, Herbert? Can we? This is my sister, Nora whispers, tugging at my hand. Please, if you take me, can you take her too? Oh dear, the woman looks at Miss Randolph. We couldn't possibly. We only want one little girl. Of course, and they're not sisters, just friends. Miss Randolph says quickly. Now stand up, Nora. You help her, Marianne. And I have to pry Nora's fingers from mine. The woman bends down. Do you know what's waiting for you in our carriage? A puppy just for you. I don't want a puppy. I want Marianne, Nora cries. Miss Randolph and the couple sign the agreement papers, and then they take her away. Nora's still crying and looking back, and I'm sniffling too. That's sad. I would hate to be separated from my friends like that. But it's better if I'm not taken. I have to stay free from my mother. She told me she'd come home for me. She kneeled in front of me on the steps of St. Christopher. This was the day she left me there. She was working in Garrison's chicken factory at the time, and there was a white feather caught in her hair. I lifted it off and held it again. That's my check. I'm going west to make a new life for us, she said. Then I'll come for you when Mama when the feather stuck against the tears that ran down on my face before Christmas, she said. I've waited through so many Christmases, but now I'm going west too. None of us are left to get back on the train. Miss Randolph said as we're to keep on our good clothes. We'll be getting off again soon. At Kilburn, we are walk to a hardware store to stand and in line. I expect they took all the biggest boys in Porterville. One man says, but still, Eddie Harts, who is only 7, is taken. There is a boy who can stand on his hands and pretend and to pull buttons and out of people's ears. He makes the crowd laugh, and he gets taken too. As soon as the train is loaded on wood and fresh water, the rest of us get back aboard. Miss Randolph wipes her eyes. Anything's better than being on the streets of New York, she says. A lot of you will do fine. We weren't on the streets. Susan Ayer says. Susan's only 5, same as Nora, but she's sassy and not sweet. She was at St. Christopher's too. We couldn't keep all of you forever, Miss Randolph. Blows her nose. On her white handkerchief. We have to make room. There are other orphans in need. Susan makes a face. The next station is over. The crowd is smaller. My mother isn't here either. Where is she? She must know. No, I might be on this train. The story was in all the newspapers. Miss Randolph said orphans from St. Christopher was among those riding the rails, children in need of homes. The paper, it was listed every stop. I was sure my mother would be at one of them. Wait, Mama, wait. I'm coming. Night after night. Wait, Mama, wait. I'm coming. Night after night at St. Christopher's, I send my thoughts to her across the darkness in the distance. You don't even have to come get me, Mama. I'm coming to you. But where is she? At Glover, they line us up along the railway track. Susan's pouting and whining. She says her new boots hurt her feet. There's a nice-looking man and woman at the front of the crowd. Susan stops pouting. She smiles and holds up her arms. Mama, Papa, she begs. The woman clutches at her heart. James, she's calling out to us. The man scoops Susan into his arms. We'll take her, he says. Can I have a puppy? Susan asks. The man smiles. I'll just bet that you can, honey. A boy who has his eyeglasses tied with string is taken too, and 2 other boys. There's not much left to pick from. A woman said, as in a bad-tempered way, "Next time we'll have to ride in as far or as Porterville. I have a terrible hurt inside of me. My mother didn't want me. It looks like nobody wants me. It's not that I'm hoping to be placed because my mother could be at the very next stop. But what if she isn't?" The three of us who are left to get back on the train with Miss Randolph. She gives us, us ginger or snaps and milk from the can. And she got out in Glover. The milk will get sweet. We can't be down on the dumps, children, she says. Let's sing. She begins, and Jesus loves me, but nobody joins in. She sings along through the three verses. Verses. We're such a long way from Nora. I wonder if her puppy has a name. If somebody takes me, I'll ask if we can go visit her. She likes my sister, I'll say. Memorial. The conductor. Memorial. The conductor calls. There are 4 people waiting at the station. None of them is my mother. I stumble out with the girl named Amy, and the one named Dorothy. We sneak glances at one another. We're wondering which one of us looks best. They're not pretty either. The taste of the sweet milk is still in my throat, and it's making me sick. One couple takes both Amy and Dorothy. 2 for the price of 1. The man jokes through Oaks, though of course there is no price. Marianne is very good with the children. Miss Randolph tells the couple. There is a sort of begging in her voice as she clutches the last agreement from the one for me. My Mrs. looks after our little one. The man grumps. We just came to look, the woman says, but she takes an apple from her bag and gives it to me. Have this, child. Thank you. I bend my head over the apple. It is blurry through my tears. The train whistle was blowing. Miss Randolph and I get on. There is only one stop left, I know. One, Miss Randolph says I should eat my apple. He says he has a washcloth in case my hands get sticky. I say I don't want to eat anything just yet. We look out the window, not talking, not singing. Miss Randolph has me take off my hat, and she brushes my hair. There's a nice hotel farther down on the line, she says. If there's nobody at this next stop, why we'll just go on. I'll be glad out of the company and on the journey back. Somewhere, the conductor calls. It's such a strange name, as if thinks itself important, as if it's a place surrounded by nowhere. I put my hat back on. My hands are shaking. Outside, there's a couple waiting by a wagon. The woman is small and round as a dumpling. She's wearing a heavy black dress and a man's droopy black hat. She she is not my mother. Are you ready, Lady Marianne? Miss Randolph asked softly. I pull myself back into the corner of the seat. No, I whisper, no. Miss Randolph holds my hand and as we get down from the train. The man is tall and stooped. He takes off his hat. The woman doesn't take hers off. I think they're both pretty old. The woman is holding a wooden toy locomotive. Are you? The man had asked Miss Randolph. Randolph? Yes, Miss Randolph nudges me forward. Yes, Miss Randolph nudges me forward. This is Marianne. Is she all? The woman stops. I know she was going to say. Is she all that's left? But she doesn't. She looks at me closely, and I see a change in her face. A softness. I'd thought my mother would look at me like that. Somehow this woman understands about me, how it felt that nobody wanted me, even though I was waiting inside myself for my mother to come. Somehow she understands the hurt. I'm Tilly Book. She tells Miss Randolph, this here's my husband, and Roscoe. Well, she holds the toy locomotive out to me. We brought you this. Of course, it's right here in her hands, right here where my finger's pointing. It's just very hard to see, though. I'm not all what you wanted, am I say. You wanted a boy. The locomotive has red painted wheels and a blue smokestack. I won't lie to you, we did want a boy, Mrs. Brooks says. But we like girls fine. Mr. Book adds, Mrs. Book squints at me. I expect we're not what you wanted either. Roscoe and I, we found on each other late in life. I always thought I'd catch myself somebody a mite more handsome. She pats Mr. Book's hand, and they smile at each other. And I can tell they like each other a lot. Sometimes what you get turns out to be better than what you wanted in the first place. Mrs. Book says yes. Says yes. There's a sort of crumbling inside of me. My mother is not in somewhere. She's not eating here or anywhere. I reach in my pocket and bring out the feather. It was white and I took it from my mother's hair. Now it's yellow. I smooth it with my finger. I brought like this. Why, thank you, Mrs. Books. Did you. Mrs. Book sticks the feather in the band of her droopy hat. It's funny the way it nestles there, as if it belongs as if it has found its place at last. Mr. Book takes the agreement papers, looks at them, then at me. Will you come with us? Yes, I whisper. Miss Randolph leans forward and kisses my cheek. Are you ready now? Marianne? She asked. I'm ready. And with that the little girl Marianne was adopted. And she lived happily ever after. The end. Wow, that was the longest storybook I ever read. It took me half an hour for just reading this book. But despite the book was long, I hope you enjoyed the story. And I will. I'm sorry, or that it took a long time for me to read. And I don't think the book is long. I'm probably just a slow reader. That's all. But other than that, though, I do hope that you enjoyed the story, and hopefully in the future I'll be able to do more books for my YouTube channel. This was a really good story that I got from the library, and I do recommend you can find this book at any library or at a bookstore near you to add to your trade book collection. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did. And I will, I think I'm going to be taking a little break from reading books for now. But I hope you enjoyed this story. Enjoyed the story as much as I did. We did. It was sad at first, but it had a heartwarming moment at the end. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more brand new videos every day. And you can also let me know in the comments what storybooks you would like me to read next. But for now, I think I'm going to be taking a break from storybooks. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys again next time. And remember, guys, God made you special, and He loves you very much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. So long. And stay tuned for more upcoming storybook videos only from. See you next time. I'm on Storytime with Engineer Isaiah Tube, only on my YouTube channel, Engineer Isaiah Tube. Goodbye.